Hello, traders. How are we doing? Everybody good today? Who do we have? Cons, Cake, David, Knight, Lotmo Crypto, Illyrium, Pig, Oink Oink, Alessio, Knight again, Killzil, Brito, Nicholas, Randall, Orfeo, Nuno, and welcome everybody else. Cool. I got the treadmill out today, having a nice little stroll as we await the CPI data, which is coming out in about 25 minutes. So for those of you who are not aware already, if I just bring this up on the screen, this is what we are looking at. So we are looking at, probably a fairly significant increase in CPI. Core CPI expected to be the same, and that's like probably the main bit of data that certainly the Fed looks at is the core CPI. But CPI inflation on the increase again, which means that we're probably likely to be seeing another hike from the Fed next week or the week after. Let's have a look. Is it next week? FOMC, yeah, next week. Okay, so we do have, oh no, it's not expected to be a hike, but I think the fact that we've got some slightly higher inflation than we've seen on the previous month, there is a chance of a 25 base points hike, I think, next month. But we will see. That is the data that's coming out soon. The market will obviously react to that. The last couple of occasions, with Bitcoin at least, it hasn't done very much. But with the S&P, the NASDAQ, yields, that kind of thing, then I would be expecting some volatility. So as I am currently positioned at the moment, at least on Bitcoin, I am in a short position. So this short position is basically right where we are. So my average entry is around about where this daily is, a little bit higher than that actually, because I did manage to get the SFP, and then I managed to double down on that as we got the back test yesterday. So looking at a short that's something along these lines, ultimately like it's a hedged position. It's just one of those where I'm not actually too bothered if we continue higher. I'd rather be in US dollars at the moment than holding crypto and holding Bitcoin. So it's one of those where the spot Bitcoin that I do have, I'm hedged against that in a short position because dollar's the better place to be right now. And I just don't see this as being the time for like a macro turnaround within the markets. So yeah, that is how I am positioned at the moment. I'm in that short position. And I may take a little scalp trade as we come into CPI itself. I am flat on ES this morning. ES, I've taken a couple of trades on this already today. It's actually been quite nice. It's just formed a little range, basically. So you had these just before the London Open. I took a long position. Where was that? No, short position. Sorry. It was a long. We swept the Asia lows, and then had that move up to take out the highs. And the ES has just been trading around in this range, right around its daily open here. So, yeah, depending on what we see from the data overall, the ES is at daily open. It's going to gap down slightly because obviously after market yesterday it had a little bit of a move, but we're not looking at anything significant, and then we're just really seeing like where the liquidity is, where that is to take a trade off when we get the data. So for myself, I'm mainly looking at, I think we probably see a move up to around 4524. If this does spike down, I would look for a long position. The reason being for that, and this is so I've covered the Bitcoin, it's nice and straightforward. And on the ES, it's had a pretty decent correction, and I would look to recover some of the drop down that we had towards the end of yesterday. So that is the plan so far. So looking for a long, trying to get into a long position on the ES and potentially the NASDAQ as well. So if we look at the NQ, similar situation, okay? Big drop, but when we actually look at where we are in terms of the support here, whoa, why is there no lines on this? There we go. So we've come down into that golden pocket region, recovered a lot of the move up that we had from basically the end of last week and on Monday, and now we're getting a bit of a bounce. So yeah, feeling fairly bullish as we go into this session. However, as what often happens with this is you will get like a spike down in order to get a trade off of this. Let's go back over onto Bitcoin and let's have a look over here. So Bitcoin's still pulling back slightly. Recently, there hasn't been any correlation between the ES and Bitcoin, like none at all. So even if the ES goes up, I wouldn't be too concerned about the short position I'm holding on Bitcoin. Maybe we come up and take the highs or something on Bitcoin, but there's no correlation at the moment. They're basically like almost the opposite right now. So that correlation that everyone's so used to just isn't there right now between legacy markets and Bitcoin. Okay. Luke, on BTC, which order flow chart would you use today to scalp the CPI, the 1 minute or volume chart? So I'm mainly I've played around with volume charts and sometimes I'll go over onto that, but I'm a simple kind of guy. I do like the, take this off. I do like the 1 minute time frame and the time-based charts. So I've got it on the 3 minutes here at the moment, actually. And let me add the VWAP on. And this is the main chart that I use to scalp from. If I was to use volume, I'm the 1 minute or the 3 minute. Okay, I'm not actually scalping Bitcoin at the moment though, not very often at all. This screen, is this on like nighttime mode? Hold on. No, it's not. The screen just seems a bit, maybe it's the light is shining a bit bright in my face. Let me just turn this light down a little bit. Because I'm getting, it's weird, I'm getting a little bit of glare, even though the light is shining on me. It's just because it's right there. That's a bit better. Who's that subscribed? Martin Kusk. Thank you for subscribing. And also thank you for the question. As you have subscribed, I will answer your question. I go over this all the time. It's very, very, very easy answer. Why I use the BTC USDT pair instead of the BTC USD pair. And that is because you have a lot more volume on the USDT pair. Like an insane amount more volume, like 10 times the volume on the USDT pair. There is no point for me, especially when we have like fuck all volume anyway. There is no volume in this market, so why would you then punish yourself further by choosing the version of that asset that has even less volume? So it's just, for me, you've got to go where the volume is, you've got to go where the open interest is, and the only place to get that is the US dollar, is the USDT one. Ideally, right, this is why, order flow just, for me, I'm not trading it so much at the moment. I'll be aware of what's going on, but you don't need it. There's no volume, there's no liquidity in the market, so the order flow for me just isn't particularly useful. So I guess, although I trade the USDT, or I chart the USDT one, oh for fuck's sake, what have I done? Although I trade that one, it doesn't make too much difference because ultimately when you're looking at this, it's roughly the same anyway. But we can have a look at the volume. So this, in a day, so yesterday, volume on this was $702 million. Yesterday on here, This is Bitcoin volume. I'll have to switch it up a little bit, but you can figure that out. How much Bitcoin is, how much was it? Like 220K BTC in USD. About 57 million in comparison to 7 million. So $57 million traded. I think that's right. I might have got it wrong. Something like that. All right, let's go back over here. Still just hanging around this daily level. Let's go on the ES. I do want to... This on the ES basically is just our previous, like the New York Open from yesterday. So I'm just aware of that level. And it's quite a nice little SR level. Binance swept. What do you mean Binance swept? Binance swept what? This high, right? Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, maybe we go searching up into this wick somewhere. It's a little bit tricky, right? So we can go over levels to... levels to be aware of. Bybit USD swept 2. Okay, cool. Why are you not using XO for ES trading? I don't use XO for ES trading. I use Quantower. I still have order flow on there. I can show you guys that if you like. Would anyone like to have a look? I'm not in any positions at the moment, so it doesn't. So that's all good. But this is what I use for. I've got it on part of my screen, so you can see here. This is quite nice because I can use TradingView on here, but then I have a TPO chart. And you got a footprint chart. I can add the DOM onto this as well. So I've got another screen over on that side, further that way. But this is one of my screens. This is what I'm using for the higher time frame stuff when I'm looking at ES. So I've got the footprint here. I got TradingView, and I got a TPO chart. And this is the platform that I use. Show a slight move down on the ES just as we go into this data. I'll probably be doing some of the trading room with the crew on Quantower, and I'll also upload my workspace probably today. There's been a few issues with this the last couple of days. When the New York sessions opened, the server's been pretty awful. But I've found a fix for that. So if anyone has tried using Quantower and has tried trading the ES on Quantower, you may have noticed that the last couple of days there's been like massive latency, which less than ideal if you're scalping, because by the time it's like 4 or 5 seconds since you press take trade, price can be way off of where you actually wanted to enter. But I found a fix for that. We're now at like 0.6 seconds latency. Again, not ideal, but it is better now. If I go back over here, yeah, okay, this all works. Nice, okay, good. What else can we look at? Let's put some music on in the background. Hold on. Let's go for my usual little playlist, just so there's a little bit of background noise. My little lo-fi girl synthwave radio. That's better. Is the volume still okay for everyone? Does this sound all right? It is creeping up here, isn't it? Quad witching Friday, dump starts tomorrow. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily say that, like, well, we'll see. We'll see. I think we see equities at least move up towards the end of the week, but. So ES is still just moving along a little bit. What do we want to watch? XO? Let's throw the DOM on here as well. Oh, fuck off. How's that? Does that look okay? So annoying trying to squeeze everything onto one little screen. What's the time? 1:21. So we're still working away at this daily level. Still working away on this high. Nothing too significant. 8 minutes to go. If we look at the delta, a little bit of, well, not as many buyers as we had a few minutes ago. Open interest dropping off, that is expected. Everyone's closing out of positions as we go into CPI. So you can just see open interest dropping earlier on, continuing to drop now. For me, it is relatively simple here. Move down towards VWAP. You could look for a quick scalp long to take out the previous day highs. That could be a good area to look for a scalp short. Other than that, you're just looking for liquidity here and there. I feel like my treadmill is slightly to the right, and I need to move it slightly to the left because I'm slightly off center from where my normal standing position is. Never mind. What treadmill am I using? It's called Maxon. Maxone. M-A-K-S-O-N-E. It's just a little one off of, just a little under the desk one that I got from Amazon. It was like £150, $200 or something. It's kind of nice. It's just nice to be able to go for a walk whilst I'm sitting in front of the computer. I am really far off to the right though. It's a little bit, hold on. Alright, there we go. More, I'm centered now. I am centered. Pig says, oink oink, give me 25.4. That is a big drop. That is a very big drop. So if we're looking at 25.4, that comes down to our golden pocket, in which case, ooh. What are we thinking, guys? We've got 5 minutes remaining until the data. Do we think that we pump or we dump? Let's have a look. Let's do a poll. Start a poll. Next BTC price after CPI. Are we going to go to, let's say, 26,700? Or are we going to go to let's use 25,400. 25,400. Is that about even? About equal distance away from each other? Let's go 25,500. And it splits it in half. What are we thinking? As always, Bitcoin to $0.01 to front run those that think zero is on the menu. Hey, never say never for $0 Bitcoin. I mean, we saw oil go to negative, didn't we, during COVID? So, yeah. Live to love. Yes, he does. Jay Casper does walk on a treadmill. This is the one thing that I stole from him, but he didn't steal from me first. Split poll, it is. It's pretty even. So you got 54% think we're moving up. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Bearish CVD, yes. But the bearish CVD is only because it's the long positions that are here are closing out. Well, everyone's closing out. So although we've got the divergences, it's mainly just because there is a drop in open interest. I expect that will pick up very quickly. How's ES looking? Whoop, where's my contour? There it is. Pulling back still on the ES. I want to show you guys the heat map on Contour as well in a bit. It's very nice, but I won't do that today. I'll do that another time. Once I got all this set up a bit cleaner just for a stream, because right now it's like I got like a little portion of it that's visible. Let's go down onto the 1 minute there and just apply this. So this is your ES 1 minute footprint and CVD with a 4-hour volume profile. We've actually just hit the VWAP on ES, so if I just add the VWAP on here, there it is. We've just tapped into the VWAP for the day. Getting a little bit of a bounce. 2 minutes to go. Do we want to look at Bitcoin, or do we want to look at ES, or do we want to look at NASDAQ? What do people want to look at? I assume Bitcoin, which is less interesting for me because I'd rather trade the ES at the moment. But it's fine. It's all good. I will trade. It's going to have to be BTC. This is Taurus Crypto after all, even though I would love to rebrand it. I got to stick on brand and do Bitcoin. Do we want TradingView? Do we want EXO? TradingView, EXO, TradingView, EXO, TradingView, EXO. Ooh, hey, we can do this. There's some nice volatility coming into ES now. Everything's starting to pick up. Whoa, whoa, okay. ES has just gone fucking mental. ES has just completely crashed. All right, where's this going? What a move. Sorry, this is what Bitcoin's doing absolutely nothing, and ES has just shat itself completely off the chart. And it's still dumping. Wow. There we go. All right. I told you we should be looking at that because Bitcoin's not really doing anything. However, we are coming into the VWAP here on Bitcoin, so this could be a good opportunity for a little bit of a scalp long. Let's see if this can get down to VWAP, first of all. So daily VWAP's where I wanted this to go. Open interest is starting to pick up. It's mainly short positions, so I would expect this to be reversed. CPI bad. I don't even know what the data is for it. Let me just do a quick refresh. Yeah, so core CPI is 0.3, where it was expected to be 0.2. So this is good. This goes to what I was saying earlier. There's your VWAP. That's a good opportunity for a little scalp long off of the VWAP. And you don't really need anything else than that right now. We're in an uptrending day so far. Usually that is enough to give yourself confidence to take a little bit of a scalp position. Holding the daily point of control at the moment. Let's take this down onto the 1 minute. Let's just have a look at it over here whilst that loads. 1 minute on Bitcoin. There's your bounce. Easy peasy. Up 0.5% already. That's enough to make you like a few grand if you've got some decent position size behind you. Like for example, if you're trading the CME contract on Bitcoin, 0.5% move like that on one contract will make you like $500. It's like literally like within a few seconds there. Simples. That's all you need. But we'll see if this can get a reversal. Obviously on ES, I was looking for a move down and then for that to be an opportunity to buy in order to take the price higher. So on the ES, this has recovered really quite nicely. So that's good. So the ES is recovering. I need another screen here because I'm checking too much stuff. The ES has just backtested the VWAP on the opposite side. So if I go over here, I'm flicking between everything very, very quickly. But if we go on here, then look, there's your VWAP. Here is the test, the bearish backtest actually coming into the daily point of control as well here on the S&P 500. So we had that drop. Had that drop as we got the data. Now we've backtested the VWAP. I probably could have taken a little short position off of that one. So you're like, this is what I mean. It's like inverse, a little bit inverse of what's going on with each asset at the moment. So whereas on the ES we got a really big drop down, losing the VWAP, now testing that as resistance. On Bitcoin, we got a small little corrective move and backtesting the VWAP as support. So opposite stuff going on right now. Which makes it kind of tricky because I would want to be... No, I do want to be long ES, despite the data. This will have given the DXY a bit of a move up. Bitcoin's really not doing very much. Open interest is increasing. I'm long on BTC until we lose the VWAP. Yeah, that makes sense. I would have taken profit. Like, if you did long that, you probably should have taken profit already. If you haven't taken profit, you're still in really good profit right now. And yeah, at least take some off the table, because that's scalp trading, and this is a scalp. ES still working away on that VWAP, trying to get back through it. Should have taken a long. Will Binance collapse? Why would Binance collapse? Ozil Khan. Have you heard something that I haven't? Fresh longs entering now. A few. Yeah, mainly shorts. I think this has a good opportunity to push a bit higher. C-level execs resigning on Binance. It's a big red flag, bruv. Why? Why? Executives leave all the time from every company in the world and they don't go bust. What does it mean? And look, the thing is, it's no secret that crypto exchanges are going to be dying off soon anyway. As soon as the ETF's out, all the volume's going to go there. I'll trade the ETF. I'm not gonna continue trading on fucking Bybit and Binance once there's an ETF to trade. No one will, unless you're like stupid retail money. So it doesn't really matter. You're going to get like 1,000,000 times more volume coming into the market than Binance could ever even imagine doing once these things go live. Oh, I wish I'd taken a long on the... Oh, look at it go. Flying. And we zoom out. Yeah, and this is why, like, this for me is a higher low. And I would be looking for a pretty big move up here on ES. Number one trait of an alpha trader equals rational equals leak. Yeah, I just see it how it is. Like, you've got to adapt. You've got to be aware. The days of crypto as we know it are basically over. That doesn't mean that it's bad or at all for Bitcoin. It also doesn't mean that it's like... Thing is, first of all, like, you've just got to remember, and this is the thing where I don't really care about the Bitcoin price right now. I just don't care because it's not the time to be buying it. There's so much speculation. We're not in that stage of the cycle. Yeah, price might go up, price might continue to go up here, but it's like you just trade it. You just trade the movements, and I don't really... We're a long way off, for me, that next cycle. So obviously if we zoom out and we have a look at what we had been talking about previously on the higher time frame, for me, right, I wanted to see it go a little bit higher up towards that 36k before getting this pullback, but it didn't really happen. we might start to form a range here. We may get a big move up that takes out like some of these highs over here. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility at all. So if I look at this chart, I see similarities to 2019. So I do think that something like this is possible, but I think after that we would be looking at a little bit more downside once again here. So if we do go over similarities to 2019, if you just look at where this is, all right, you had this move up. Everything's just chopping around now, so I will just do a little bit more analysis on this. You have this uptrend, right? We've then really lost momentum on that. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I think we're going straight down. That's absolutely not what I think is going to happen here. But look at this structure here. All right, just burn that image into your mind, because I'm not going to do like an A-B on this. Just look at that structure there. Then if we move back to 2019, this reminds me of, so this was the bear market, right? You had that bottom, so consider that FTX crash. Consider this to be the move up that we had in Q1, Q2 this year. And now we're in this corrective phase, right? To me, where we are now looks like this little range here, yeah? So you were in a flat range, you had spike up, back into the range, spike down, and then you got continuation. And it started to test some of that previous range before. Now this was on news that China had unbanned ICOs, basically. And then because it was just bullshit news and the next phase, the next cycle wasn't ready, it got fully retraced and it carried on a little bit lower. Then we had that recovery, then obviously Black Swan event. We can't really be legislating for that at this stage, but that to me is where I think we are. It all lines up because you've got the halving coming in around the same time next year. It will be spring, summer of next year, and in the last summer cycle it was spring, summer of 2020. So we're the same length of time away from it. We've got a very similar structure where we had a relief rally out of the bear market. So a mini bull market out of the bear market. You start to form a range. Now this to me was just a range. That was a Black Swan event, probably wouldn't have happened without COVID. This probably would have just continued to consolidate within like here for a while and done the same thing. But all of this is the COVID nonsense. And that's where I think we are. I think we're around about here right now. So yeah, still loads and loads and loads of time to be thinking about before we really need to think about the next cycle. Put this into perspective, the halving, like we're further away from the halving. Where is it? Halving. Bitcoin halving events. Is this going to show it? Shows the last one. There is an indicator somewhere. Halving. Countdown. Yes, that's wrong. Come on, that's not right. I give up. But anyway, we're a long way away. We're a long way away from having to think about the next cycle and all of this kind of thing. I don't know. This is going off on a real tangent. Someone asked me a question that was completely unrelated, and I'm just talking nonsense. Also, I'm thirsty. Whoops. All right, whilst all of that has been going on, what else is happening? Still just chopping around here. So we've got to wait until the New York Open now, I think. We've had a bit of fun. We managed to get the trade. I may have taken a little scalp during that whole thing. I don't want it, when it's like super, super fast like this, by the time I say it and with the latency, there's just no point. But I did take a trade on the ES and it made me about $400. So I'm up $912 so far on the day, which is very nice. If If anyone needs any proof of that. Actually, no, I made $500. So this was a little short position. And then I made $500 on that. So, cool. Well, whilst I'm talking, just like, yeah, cool, I'm just going to take a trade here. And make a cool little $500 on that. Only a small position, just one contract. One single contract of the E-mini. And what have I missed? By the way, BTC dropped to the initial balance upper border 2. Let's... yes. Yeah, you were close to that initial balance high, weren't you? So, I mean, was that on the inverse perpetual? You probably hit it on the inverse perpetual, because I would imagine there was a bit more of a move down on that one. So yeah, very close. Any alts you're looking for the next bull run? Again, this goes into my answer about I just don't think it's time yet. We've got another 6 months of projects going to be released, and so you got to think about it in that way. Like the stuff that's going to perform the best during the next bull run might not even be out yet. So if you just that just takes away a little bit of the FOMO of everything. Think about how many new projects are being released every day. A lot of the stuff that's going to do really, really well in the next cycle hasn't been released. We also don't really know the narrative. A lot can change in the next 6 months before we get the halving. A lot can change. The whole world can change. We might have like massive new stuff coming out within AI, which is going to give narrative to AI. So whatever the narrative is around that first wave, when we're getting like a month or 2 months away, when things start to pick up, I'm not saying the halving is going to give us a next cycle, but that's like the timeline for me, at least with my own strategy that I'm looking at. I'm not too interested because it's the only history we can really go off of. And all we see at the moment is things will have these little mini alt run, and then they'll drop back down, and little opportunities here and there, little opportunities here and there. So I don't know, when you're talking market cycle, I just don't think we're ready for that. Layer 2s, layer 1s obviously are going to be fine, but we don't know yet which ones are going to be the main players. So I'd be looking at things like Aptos, Arbitrum, Optimism. People are saying Solana's going to do really well next cycle because it's been fudded so much. Maybe. I'm not really sure. There's another, quite bullish on Render, because if you're going to have AI and you're going to have gaming, then Render's going to do well from that, I would imagine. Bullish on degeneracy, because if we're looking at ETFs, there's going to need to be degeneracy that is in the market as well for another cycle. So that to me will be things like Rollbit, things like the gambling side of things, because people are going to be looking for that. They're going to be looking for that high leverage. The Telegram bots are probably going to do quite well because, again, that's degeneracy, that's low cap stuff. It makes it easy for people. Not banana gun, but you get the idea. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's the honest answer. I'm just not sure yet. Every cycle we crashed before the bull run. I don't think it will be different this time. Yeah, exactly. So this is the thing. I think we're now too late into the year to be looking for significantly more upside before there's any more downside. Like, take this back to April, May of this year. And yeah, I was still thinking that 36, 37K was a possibility, but it didn't happen then. I think we're too late for that now. So I think we are looking at consolidation, a range. It doesn't need to be a crash maybe, but we'll see. There's got to be something that resets. Cake, yes, new and shiny projects that haven't experienced a proper bull run, like Arb. Yeah, like Arbitrum, Aptos, those kind of things I think would be good, yeah. What do you think of the whole Twitter trader NJ scamming stuff? If you have a look at my replies on Twitter, that will tell you everything you need to know. I've been, for the last week, I've seen, so Trader NJ, SZ, Trader SZ was shilling some shitcoin that was an obvious rug pull. There's these fucking, like, that macro CRG guy that's got a load of followers who's just a complete, like, sorry for the word, retard. He's like, oh, open interest, look at this guy. Oh, open interest is spiking. This little trader's going to get wrecked. So fucking hell, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, just these shit traders that just have absolutely no idea what they're talking about and are so desperate that they're taking money from absolutely anything. They're shilling shit. There's that Crypto Tony guy or whatever his name is, the one that's got the stupid gangster Scarface thing. He shilled some shitcoin this morning. They're all doing it. Crypto Rovers, like, just copying posts from anyone. I haven't seen him shilling shitcoins, but he's just copying posts from anyone. Like, it's just ridiculous. If I ever do that, like, Greg, SZ is like proper tilted right now. He tried shorting Woo, and he shorted the Woo bottom yesterday, I saw, which was quite funny. So he's properly like, man, as soon as they start getting attacked, they like get proper tilted and they start like making ridiculous, like, oh, I'm going to short everything. Anyway. Enough of that. I've got to say it how it is and how I see it. The trend at the moment on crypto Twitter is just the traders who did well in the last cycle out of people who didn't know what they were, people who had no idea about technical analysis. And this is going to happen again. Like, the dumb shit is what sells. You look at the biggest accounts and it's the people that just make everything so simple. It's like, oh, look, golden pocket every day. Look at these moving averages. Oh, man. Like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Sometimes you can get trades off of those, but it's that stuff that just even a baby would understand that does really well. And now, right, because those guys can't trade, they just sell an idea that technical analysis, the basic stuff, will work. And obviously that stuff will work quite well in a bull run, which is why money's so easy to come from in a bull run. Now they're desperate and they're trying to get money from anywhere else because they cannot trade. This is the thing, like, I'd love to be in a situation myself where I could make like really, really good money from the entertainment aspect, which I guess is what this is. Like, I'd love that. I really want, I'd love to be in a position where I can, like, is anyone, I actually quite like these. So this is one of the, like, I quite like guilty pleasure. I quite like watching the Moon Carl's vlogs. Like, it's nothing to do with crypto. I just quite like that he's, like, fair play to him. He's made a load of money. Like, regardless of what you think about the way that they've done stuff, like, he's made a lot of money and he's making some quite entertaining stuff where actually, if you look at it, it does make you think, like, fucking hell, if that guy can do it and he can be driving around in his Bugatti and all of that, then, like, There's money in this for everyone, for anyone here watching this. You can all do it. He's massively arrogant, yeah. But I find it quite entertaining. I'm quite arrogant, so I don't care. If I had fuck you money, I'd be like, yeah. John Todd, are there any traders on crypto Twitter who you can vouch for, recommend their content? Obviously yourself, thank you. Maybe for order flow, learnings, etc. Anyone you recommend in addition? So anyone who is part of Taurus or has been part of Taurus, I would vouch for all of them because they know they wouldn't have been part of this community unless they could trade. So that's the obvious answer straight away. There's a few others, the ones that don't take themselves too seriously. Like I quite like Folis and the guys at Chroma. Now they do a lot more like it's kind of more smart money concept stuff. But those guys are cool because they don't take themselves seriously. I don't know if they're profitable, but they just have like fun. They're good. Can't really think if there's anyone else. I'm not sure. There's no one else that I'd really... I think everyone else is just a LARP. I don't know. I can't think of the last time I saw some good ideas. I have to think. Oh, I really like the guys like... I know he's not a trader, but the whatever his name is, Levathian or the whatever, the guy that makes all the indicators. I like all his stuff, and he takes trades sometimes off of that. I can't think. Let me have a look on my timeline. Some of the legacy market people are really good. I don't know. Who's this subscribed? Jeff, thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much. Leviathan, that's the one. I can't remember. Yeah. Joe Pippin obviously was a legend when he was around. But he yo-yos back and forth between being active and trading on Twitter and not, so... I can't speak for any of the CC guys because they've all blocked me. So I don't know what they're like. I never really thought they were that great. And Brito. Oh my god, I need to stop, like, you guys, I just answer anything. I just answer anything in these streams. It's like, I need to know sometimes when to filter stuff. I'm not going to answer your question, Brito. But that probably answers it enough. I think Chris Dunn legit cares about his audience. He's more about general wealth building, though. That's cool. Traders Reality, don't watch. Like the guy just sounds like he's trying to sell you like a used car for like $1 million. So I don't watch that. I wouldn't be able to tell you if he's any good. There's another guy I quite like. He trades legacy markets. What's his name? He's the one that got me into. That's why I tried trading on Top Step originally. He's like live all the time, but he's quite fun. I don't know if he's any good, but he's quite fun. Whoever the guy is that trades on Top Step and he's like live every day. American guy, blonde hair. He's all right. Not crypto phase, man. Exo's. Oh, there you go. It's working again now. Oh, it's funny, isn't it? We had our fun. That little bit of a move down. We had what we wanted to happen, like what we wanted to see has happened, but now we're just back to normal. So we're waiting for the New York Open now. Look, we wanted the test of the VWAP on Bitcoin. We got the test of the VWAP on Bitcoin, and it hasn't taken out like today's high yet, but it's had a really, really good bounce from there. Go over onto the ES. We had a really good drop down. I'm still looking for higher on the ES, so I'd like to see a move up to 45.24 throughout the rest of the day here. Going on to TradingView. Yeah, still just hanging around the same area. So I think we've got our New York Open trading room starting in, now. So New York trading room is supposed to start at 2 o'clock UK time, 1 o'clock UTC. So for those of you who are in the crew, we will continue this. I'll get myself off of this treadmill. I will quickly reset the stuff so I don't need to just have it all on one little screen. I will take 5 minutes and then we will start our trading room before the New York session opens, and hopefully we'll be able to catch another couple more trades in that. But if anyone took that trade off of VWAP, great. There was the bounce afterwards, able to take a short position, so I'd like to think that was pretty profitable for a lot of you guys. We got the move that we wanted from CPI. We traded a news event which 90% of people on the internet would tell you can't do, and we traded it profitably. We got the move that we wanted to get, so I think that's a success. So on that note, as this was a success, have a great day, everyone. Crew, I will see you in just a moment. If anyone wants to join the crew, we will have 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, we're going to be starting this. Take yourself over to tauruscrypto.com, click on join the crew, and it is just $99 per month. So if you've made some money on today's stream for the free stuff, then come and join the crew, and that'll be your way of saying thank you. If you haven't made some money, then come and join the crew anyway, because we'll do our very best to help you make some money. Even though it's non-financial advice, we're just giving you ideas and opinions and all of those kind of things. But do make your way over to tauruscrypto.com, where you can find out more information about us. No discount codes. We're already dirt cheap, and we will be increasing prices very soon. So on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.